All right. Greetings and salutations. I hope everyone's having themselves a mighty fine day. I, I can just the reason I have so much like a little pep in my step today because I could feel my break, bro. I'm about to get 2 weeks off. I'm not. I might. I always say this and I never do it. I might take like a week off working out, but I take like 3 days off and I can't do it. But I like enjoy working out, so I might just keep doing that. But Sunday's gonna hit. Then when Christmas comes, I'm not doing shit but enjoying myself and having fun. So that is the plan. So enjoy me while you can. I'm still trying to get every stream done if I can before the year ends. But anywho, to SIU's Ghostwriter stream. Wait, hold on, I'm about to explain. I'm about to explain. Let me explain. Let me explain. So, on my Patreon, Nazz Riley, he has a theory on why the family head stopped climbing. So you can kind of see it here. So what I'm going to do is, so I told him to kind of elaborate on it, flesh it out, crystallize his thoughts. And he honestly sent me a really long theory in like 8 parts with a prologue and everything. So we're going to read through it, see what we think and feel about it, and just talk about it because I won't lie to you. I don't have a Tower God video for you for today. So this is the Tower God video. I I was gonna do the irregular ranking, but then again, I'm like, I feel like that would be a more fun as a stream. Like I ask you guys to rank all the strongest irregulars from Rachel all the way to Fanta. Fanta counts here, so Fanta can be number one. Then we see where people put two Puri and blood matter, and we talk about it instead of me making a video like editing. I feel like it'd be a better stream. So I decided like I actually deleted the audio I recorded for it. So anywho, sorry, I thought sorry. Someone, first of all, this can't be on behind me right now. But let's get it. So say hi to YouTube. Just be on YouTube at some point. And this is theory from Nazz Riley. I thought what he was cooking up originally was really dope. So we're gonna go through his theory, and his theory is essentially let me read it right here. Actually, I'm gonna restart that. Hold on. Take two. Action. Say hi to YouTube. This is going to be on YouTube later at some point. Please like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell down so the goals to the 13-month series doesn't get you and you can stay notified. Doing something I haven't done in a while where I kind of read commentary and theories from you guys and just kind of give my thoughts as we go through it. So Nazz Riley, one of my tier 3 patrons, fifth Zen Gods, which you should be a part of, you have like 13 videos ready for you, early access. But he has a theory called um why the 13 are called sinners and why they stopped climbing. So we're gonna go through this theory. We're gonna read it, talk about it. You guys give your thoughts as we go along, and see if what he's cooking up. I asked for his blessing. He's cool with me doing the video, so there's no issues there. If I made a series like this, I'd set up a vague foreshadowing that I have no actual answer to, and then let the best ghostwriters give me ideas. You know what's funny about that? I had a conversation about this. Like, you ever think some authors they cook up something and they're like, I have no idea how to bring this full circle, but through the community, like theorizing and coming up with ideas, like, hold on, that could work. That could work. I could take a piece of that, a piece of this, and like everything still makes sense. I think it happens more often than you think. I do. I really do. So with that, let's get right in a little bit. So here he says there's a couple of loose threads. I started to think about your vid after strong individuals could be past the 135th floor and the introduction of Icarus. I believe they met a foe too strong for them to face and sacrifice the beings past the 135th floor. Something we've spoke about ad nauseum. We know we the hostile administrator and things of that nature. So that's all possible. So this is kind of what he started with, and then and after this, I kind of told him to like cook it up. And now I'm gonna skip to the part where he starts the theory for real, because I don't want to like private DMs thing. But him and Lucky Roo are two people who actually DM me and take advantage of the fact you have direct access to me, and I'll answer you and talk to you. So shout out to them. We can start with Jahad's V's. V's, they seem like Naruto versus Sasuke type. I think the 13 had to decide on fighting the foe. Majority, if not all, choose Jahad's, except Arlene plus Icarus. If Icarus is a standalone character and not Arlene, I believe they, like in the comments, flew too close to the sun. After the 13 decided not to climb any further, they challenged and said foe and said I guess the foe and fell. Recently, the octopus read the books and figured out the riddle. A spirit ghost spoke to Tramre and had horns. This is a bit before the Enkidu stuff, by the way. The community wouldn't even call me out. They just say it's great foreshadowing of someone could predict it in years in advance. And then like you could like play into it a little bit, Michael. I'd be like, you know what was interesting? After it came out, I was just seeing the reaction and I realized this one guy predicted it 2 years earlier, knowing full well I stole that shit from him, saying, he was cooking. I'm about to take that idea. Use it like I would play it. I will lie to you. I would do that. I would do that. I would. And the thing about me specifically, how I could see it happening with me is I could see myself having an idea, like, okay, oh, here's the mystery of Obito. Who is Obito? And I'm like, oh, it's like, or Toby, like it's Obito. Then someone like makes a good theory of why it's Madara's brother, and I'm like, is that better than my idea? You know what? That's better than what I was cooking, and I'm gonna use that instead. Like I could see myself definitely doing that, being like, oh no, that's better than what I had. Okay. Where was I at? Okay, so the real life story of Icarus is usually to summarize how humans who try to imitate and become gods are sent to hell. I think the demon thing was Icarus, and it said that you can remember me because in the memory of her is wiped away, shared a memory to 13 sealed. Now maybe V, after failing twice, having a son killed, could have committed seppuku. I don't think he did. I don't know if you remember, but a couple weeks back I said in stream I believe the 13, 14 represent real world countries, and this is very tinfoil, but V gives me Japanese vibes. That's fair. I have so much more because so basically he like wrote. This is where I told him to crystallize things, and I highlighted where I need to be. So right here, where it's highlighted, is where we're gonna really start with it. So this is like his prologue, part one, if you will. Then he gets into his bag over here. I want to discuss stuff in DMs, but at the same time, I don't want to spam your inbox. Kind of assumed all of your community discussion outside the streams happen in some Patreon chat only. Nah, um, my DMs are pretty empty, all things considered. Like I admit when like very exciting things were happening. So let's say like Mazzino versus Loose Leg. People are like, "What do you think about this? What do you think about that?" Blah blah blah. But it doesn't bother me. It's not like I have like I'm not like Dr. Bonehead or Brago the Ace, where it's like I might have eight DMs. Eight DMs is not it's not me going like, oh my god, everyone loves me, I'm popular. Like it's fine. Like, don't be afraid to talk to me. Like I truly mean that. Like, none of y'all bother me. It's okay. Like, there's some people you could tell they kind of bother me. Like, I'll let you know. Like, I'm like, all right, like, but like, don't DM me, send me memes. You can do stuff like that. You can say what you think about this. I have this idea, but obviously, like I said earlier, if you are paying on Patreon or something, I'm going to take your suggestion a lot higher consideration. The same way that I don't even remember who sent it to me. He was like, "Can you please do Bam versus Luffy?" And he just dropped me $100, and I said, "Shit, all right." All you have to do is ask, Negro. So yeah, don't be afraid to talk to me. I'm friendly. I promise. I promise. All right. Whole time I thought that was a wiki page. Nah, TOG wiki page is crazy. Like 10% of this is from the actual series. You'd be surprised. That wiki page is crazy, but a lot of times they misinterpret some things. But okay, let's get to part two or prologue. So let's start with the 10 great families. I believe they represent different cultures, countries, arts, or people. This is not a new thing. I've seen it too with some Argentina, Spain for Aguero's family and X, Y, and Z, but we'll see how it works. They may come from our world. I don't have a big point on that. However, I do believe they have taken inspiration from those. For example, Edouan fought football, soccer, plus Argentina, Spain. Gustang's family are names of authors and writers, yes. And Gustang himself is named after a Nobel Peace winner. I don't think I knew that for Gustang. That's interesting. Is that true? Is Gustang a Nobel Peace winner somewhere? Someone Google that real quick. Because if I leave the page, I have to go. Listen. I'm a demon. I look up some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to Google that right now. Where was I? Data Jahad gave me the vibe of a young leader like Alexander the Great or Greek Roman adventure or a hero. Okay. I don't know if you are familiar with the Maggie manga series. That's one of my favorites. In the series, you have to conquer these towers and gain rewards. I think it's very similar. And Maggie, the most influential character, is Sinbad. 7 dungeons, 7 gins. He's whoo, talk about Sinbad. He's a go. Fuck David. In the prequel, he reminds me a lot of Jahad, and I assume they amassed their kingdoms in a similar way. When Sinbad entered the tower, he had rivals who later became members of his round table when he created his kingdom. I remember that. So, yeah, so Sinbad no Boken, yes. I believe the 13, 14 were young champions, chosen ones of their respective cultures, kingdoms sent to conquer the tower for their people as a competition. I think they all met on the first day and were first rivals, but became a party afterwards. This could be why the Jahad symbol was in the cave where Baam was, as the tower was in his original kingdom where he grew up. Now, this isn't really matter to the theory, and on the other hand, I think they could just be an adventurous party who decided to enter the tower. And the Tales user story universe has many of these parties trying to conquer different towers. This doesn't matter so much. I'm just setting the scene. It doesn't make or break the theory, either option. What I think it does matter is Urek. You mentioned Urek being from South Korea. I don't mind that at all. I believe he came from our world or a similar or a world similar. He came into the tower by being the first person with the potential qualifications to open the door since Jahad's time. The reason Urek calls it 13 ancient old is because outside of 13, the Tower of 13 entered hundreds of years ago. No one since then has been able to open the door until Mazino. Either Eureka is super specially human or he was scientifically experimented on, hence why his data version was an error because he was unstable. And he said, that's the prologue, I guess. How do we feel so far about this? There, there's a Gustav, not Gustang, though? Okay. Maybe Gustav, I don't know, because some of these, like, sometimes when you, like, change the name to English or whatever, something certain change. I don't even know if I've ever told you guys that my full name, like my real name, like depending on the culture, some people have pronounced it differently. Like I have one of those first names where like I just kind of let you say it however you want, though I don't really respond to it. I respond to my You're not seeing any Gus tags on the list. I ain't sure, but I'll keep listening. All right, bet. What? Oh, I just want to know what you guys thought about the theory so far. Kind of like said he set the stage basically by saying that each family represents a certain standard culture or tradition. Japan, Italy, Spain slash Argentina, football. He thinks V is probably a Japanese type person, and I usually say I feel like Mazino comes from South Korea. I could be wrong, but I really just mean like our world, Earth. So he's kind of setting the table for his idea. So Patagon, I don't know if you were at the beginning. I'm reading someone's theory from my Patreon, um, and the theory is about why the 13 great warriors are called sinners and why they stopped climbing. Michael said it's very differently in Germany from England. Okay, fair enough. Well, Mikhail, is that racist? I don't know. Okay, so part two is climbing the tower. I don't think we've seen enough to see if that's going to be a trend for all of them yet. Yeah, I think some of them definitely have it, some of them don't. Like I believe the general theme for the Lopobia is just an animal or about animal phylum, and probably just like the double alliteration weird thing in their name, like the repeating of like the two letters L Baba. Lopobia Pokoko, Hukuda, you know? Obviously there's like Elaine and LaFave and some other ones, but yeah. Urek is from Saint Joseph, Mo. Don't okay, all right. No, he's from is that where Thing is from? Oh, I was gonna ask where Eminem is from, but I feel like saying that he's based off Eminem is disrespectful to Mazino because I don't rate Eminem like that. My theory is the irregulars come from a dystopian world. So they left their world for something better. So they don't want to go back to wherever they came from. That's why they're still in the tower. But Mazzino probably, because he wants to leave, is interested in going back to his world. I wonder if he. But I always wondered this, right? So let's say I'm an irregular goes to the tower, right? Since we're being loopy today, we have our dunce cap, tin hat, foil on, whatever, tin hat, foil on, tin foil hat on. I promise I speak English. English. It's not looking good for me. I'm not feeding these allegations. But yeah, like so I go in the tower and I'm crazy. I'm Neo in the Matrix. I'm shooting Shinsu out my ass. I'm doing all kind of crazy stuff. Do I lose my powers when I leave the tower? I won't lie to you. I might not want to come back if I gotta give up my abilities. Like, okay, you come back, but you are a regular human. It's like, yeah, I'm staying in the tower. Like I don't know. I don't know. Like how do you guys think that works? You keep your powers? Were they already kind of supernatural before they went in? Like I'm not sure how you guys see it. And even if it is the case, it could just be SIU borrowing our culture to give each family a separate cultural identity rather than having a deep lore region. I can agree with that. Wano being based on feudal Japan is a similar example. That's fair. So you're thinking there's multiple worlds outside the tower? Possibly. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know. I'm not saying I believe this. I'm just kind of throwing the idea out there. Probably because of the outside air. Thank you, Holovic, for the subscription. Welcome. The Prime. Thank you for coming through. Kiss shot Ace Rola Hato on the braid on the screen. Welcome. Yeah. Okay. Because the outside is air. True. Because Shinsu we use for that stuff. All right. So here's part 2 right here. So climbing the tower. I believe, although I couldn't find it on the wiki, it is stated that no one in the tower has climbed the tower or even knew it was a tower until the 13 warriors appeared, or we're led to believe that. And that the administrator gave them tests to do to pass and climb, leading to the creation of the floor test. Shinsu acts like water, and many of the non-human-like creatures that reside in the tower are fish-like. Now, the reason we have positions makes sense. As stated prior, the 13 could have been an adventurers party. The positions are a mixture of adventure party, things related to water. On the hold on. I guess I don't know what a wave controller is. Did I just make that distinction? Lighthouse, you're on the ocean. Lighthouse guides your way. Fisherman, oh my god. Well, hook is an item. Am I slow? What else is there? I guess a wave controller is still kind of water sea affiliated. What else is there? I can't remember the rest. Okay, I don't know about scout. I don't know if a scout is related to fishing or water or the ocean. Damn, right? I never even. That's kind of crazy. Fair enough. On an adventure party, you have like a paladin, knight, swordsman, healer, spell caster, shielder, someone to throw spears on the sea. You need a fisherman or someone to fish, to control the waves. The normal adventurers positions were mixed with things you can see on the sea, like a lookout on a crew, mixed with a strategist to become a light bearer. I actually never took that in, but I believe that. I believe that. And then you have like the hook. Wow. Wow. Part 3, becoming heroes. Like an adventurers party, they would defeat big monsters to help villages. This built their legend, turning them into heroes. One example of this is the Hands of Arlene, probably being a tribute to their protector, Arlene. As they climbed and they discovered how to use Shinsu, their unique powers and best positions, and they taught non-irregulars. They amassed companions and followers, disciples like Luce, like Quadrado. They taught them somebody younger to blah, 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 how to use Shinsu. Okay, okay. I like this. I like this part so far. They're like, nah, you've been reading for years. Come on, man. Hey, I'm bilingual. Due to be exposed to Shinsu for so long, they are no longer natty. All right, you might be cooking. I'd rather be a god in the tower secretly. I think you would lose your powers, but rankers have way stronger actual bodies. I think you keep your strength, but no Shinsu abilities since there's no Shinsu outside. So I get a physical boost. I might be okay with that if I could just speed blitz still, or like punch and the air, the speed and power of the punch caused the air to distort. Like yeah, so. Should spear bearer then be a harpoon bearer? Yeah, that's what I was forgetting. So harpoon, that makes sense to me. That's kind of crazy. I have to give him credit for that. I have to make a video. I might make a video on that by itself. I never looked at it that way. I'm sure like the special positions, Don Sula and everything else is different. John Sula, sorry, but yeah, Shinsu, divine water, the divine sea creatures, the Shinhue, right? You have a fisherman, someone who controls the waves, a wave controller, a lighthouse bearer, lighthouse people on the sea need a lighthouse to help them see stuff, a spear bearer, a harpoon bearer, and whatever the one I'm forgetting right now, fisherman. Like, it really is related. Like, how did I not take that in? I've been reading Tower of God since 2010 and made that distinction today. That's crazy. He said airplane Wi-Fi won't keep up. Catch the VOD later. All right, man. Thank you for coming through, though. Season 1 is super seawater themed. Agreed. Spear bear fishing. Yeah. Have a safe flight. True, yeah. Have a safe flight, man. Back to my dystopian theory, it might lend some credence to why V was a warlord. Ooh. So do you think V was a warlord naturally or became a warlord in the tower though? Is the question. What are we thinking? But I like that part. This is a good part. This is moving me. For sure. If the theory ain't about blood matter being jihad, shut it down. I kind of like the idea that the one person who like wasn't immortal beats the like king of the tower that way. So I am mad at it. Blood matter's my guy. I'm rocking with him for the time being. Okay, so okay. Here's part 4. The old gods. I mentioned that the chapter last week helped, and this is a part of it. Later down the line, maybe closer to the 135th floor, I believe the 13th or 14th defeated or even killed the machine and flower gods. Throughout many religions, mythology, or stories in general, there is a common plot point in some: the new versus the old gods. Zeus and his brothers defeating the old gods, creating the new pantheon of gods. So that was Kranos and whatnot. Kranos? Am I thinking right? The big Titan. I think his name is Kranos. It's so bad that I don't remember my Greek mythology the way that I used to. But yes, yes, and that's a common theme. Because even American gods is something that's similar. The Aesir versus the Vanir in Norse. The list goes on. The flower machine gods remind me of Adam and Eve. If the flowers and machines are the first living things in the tower, then surely their respective gods were the first beings. If the top of the tower is the heavens, then surely the bottom is hell. Meaning similar to the, I guess, era Abrahamic religions. The devil tempted, corrupting the two beings in the Garden of Eden, causing the evils of the world today and destroying the structure put in place. In this case, the devil, being the 13th or 14th, killing or messing with the two gods, caused the structure of the tower to be disturbed, not physically, but more like metaphorically. Side note: the Yeon family specializes in flame, Huamsula, flame user, and their family harvest flowers. Maybe it's a stretch, but one of the main ways to kill green life is to burn it. So maybe Yeon played a major part in the defeat of the flower god, but this isn't that deep. Okay. He's in his bag. Shout out to him. Kronos. I said Kranos. Kronos. My fault. There we go. Kronos. Did V become a warlord before he and the other outsiders fell apart or went to war? I'm not sure. But when Loose joined him, he was already a warlord. So I don't know if he was a warlord because like the tower was like more archaic and it was full of more chaos and disorder, and maybe he was just kind of strong, so he was seen as some type of warlord. It's hard to say. In my mind, V was the last to join the crew, and his base was near the tower. So, getting an interest in Arlene, he decided to follow them in. I like that. It makes sense to me. I like this theory so far. I really do. The Yeon family part, I think is a nice tidbit to add, but I'm with you. It's not that deep, like it, but I get it. Yeah, because like forest fires and things like that, burning plants. It's like flame throwing them, and I guess like if I want to go deep, what was I thinking of? In my head, like swamp thing and flames and stuff like that. So I think V became a warlord after, since he wanted to keep climbing. That makes sense to me. He said, "Chirac is my home." Shout out to Chicago, man. All right, so let's get to part 5. Part 5 is sacrifice plus new gods. I really wish I had this in my bag personally. Like, I truly believe for someone is like, I think I'm a pretty smart dude. I don't know, maybe you disagree. I think I'm a pretty smart guy, but I'm not good at like going into like theories like this and like having the deep, long, like, okay, so I like I could think ahead. I could think a few frames of chapters ahead, but like theories like this, like I can't craft like that. I don't know if I've ever really tried to, because even reminding people are like, well, I think Blackbeard has 3 different personalities because of this, that, and the third, and I'm like, my mind doesn't work that way. Even though I would argue I'm an outside the box thinker. I don't know why I'm not good at it. The 13 irregulars clearly went in for a reason rather than just stumbling in. They went in. Why they went in is for me the biggest overarching mystery of the series. So not even like what's at the top of the tower. Is there even a wish? Is Hadon cooking something for you? Is why did they even come here? Because we know why Baam and Mazzino came in here, and to some degree we can speculate on Enryu, I suppose. Well, Fanta's an accent, so he's probably just doing shit. And Ryu, I have an idea, but we'll leave him out. Mazina was chasing Phantom Venom, then he wanted to leave. So why did Jahad and the other ones do it? Bam was chasing Rachel. Rachel wanted the wish to see the stars. So it's that's interesting. Why? What was the reason? As that reason is likely the answer for what the purpose of the tower is. Oh, so you think it's intrinsically linked to why it even exists? I like what we're cooking. This is a good meal. I'm here for this. We put in our we're putting our collective brain cells together. Okay, so part 5 is sacrifice plus new gods. This is taken from the first messages I sent you updated, as many ancient mythologies, religions, and old gods were defeated by a new pantheon and has come to replace it. However, the 14 did not know they needed the replacing and therefore carried on the climb. I believe the 135th floor was the point where they met the god of the tower. To be honest, I tried to find a special meaning for the 135th, but I couldn't find shit, so I have no special reason to why the 135th specifically. That's when they stopped climbing. So maybe the hostile administrator or whatever could be the reason. This is probably the only part I'm not so sure on now. I don't really know how we got this situation. I don't know how we got this situation, how it started. I believe because of imbalance created from the absence of the mechanical and flower gods, the god of the tower tried to rectify it. As you mentioned in your video, you believe there are beings above the 135th floor that are threats to even Jahad. They have a battle. They gave they gave a battle in the 14th. Okay, so they had a battle in the 14th, eventually lose. If Icarus is a standalone character and not Arlene, I believe they flew too close to the sun, and after the 13 decided not to climb further, they challenged said god and fell. Recently, after the octopus read the books and figured out the riddle, a spirit ghost spoke to Trombre and had horns. In real life, the story of Icarus is used religiously to summarize how humans who try to imitate gods are sent to hell. I think that the demon thing was Icarus, and it was saying can you remember me? Is because of the memory of her is wiped away. Shared the memory the 13 sealed as if the memory was locked behind the door to the 136. Like I said, I was able to find out circumstances in which it started and significance, if any, the 135th specifically, but that's the gist of it. Okay. This is before Enkidu, though. I think Urek knows Bam is going to become the next Fanta. Expand upon that, Willie. Expand upon that. Can I get a TLDR of the theory I just got here? So we're on part 5 right now. So Nazz Riley is coming up with a reason for why the 13 great warriors are seen as sinners or what their great sin is and why they stop climbing. So he kind of set the stage and foundation by talking about families representing some type of like culture, traditions, sport, football, if you will, for Argentina, Spain, a lot of the football players in the world, and like, you know, Japan, this place, that place. And then we spoke about the positions being all related to like the sea, divine sea, fishing, fisherman, lighthouse. Lighthouse, you got to see where you're going on the sea. Fisherman, you fish. Wave controller, control the sea. Um, Spear bearer is kind of like a harpoon thrower, chucker, if you will. And I'm forgetting one. I guess scout, someone on lookout type of thing. So we're kind of just getting into nitty gritty of like why we believe they stop climbing and why maybe they're seen as sinners or look at themselves as sinners, and possibly this can tie into why they lost their memory. So it's not my theory, but someone on my Patreon did it. I asked him if it was cool if I made a video on it. He said yes. Okay, what is more impressive, killing a god or creating a civilization with mutual understanding from zero? Oh. So are you asking me like, is it more impressive to kill a god, not god, but a god, so to speak, like a Zeus, I don't know, Kratos, someone from like a Thanatos from like, different pantheons, of Thor, if you will, or like I created the civilization and they get along, like there's no like there's peace. Is that what you're asking me? Like there's peace in my civilization, like there's no like wars and famine and disease and killing and murdering, pillaging and assaulting, if you will. Like is that the question? The clash of the original purpose to go in and Jahad's eventual desire to be a stagnant king is likely the catalyst of the conflict between the family heads. I don't think they have a mutual understanding. Regular tower citizens kill each other as a morning activity before breakfast. Jahad is kind of delusional. Hmm. Oh, I'm slow. I think I get what Willie was doing. Okay, hold on now. I do believe something similar happened to Icarus. Sealing off the other floors. Let me just highlight this. The other floors would mean sacrificing the wait. Sealing off other floors means sacrificing other floors, which was what V was against. This is because the 14 will become the new pantheon of the floors they've traveled to since the start of their travels. This all lies to why they delegated the floors using the dollar show, as this would be the realms, domains, kingdoms. V would be against this though. Not only would he want revenge against a person who want to avenge the person look up to him and probably like him, but he also had the best connection to ordinary people. The war would have been about the 12 and their kingdoms versus V. Arlene and some of the strongest tower inhabitants, such as the native ones and the cursed people, Chaz of people, and Luslek. The curses, maybe a side effect of the seal or a spell implemented on their races, would become extinct and they lose their powers, therefore not revolt again. Two things I'm unsure on if I add pictures to this chat. I took screenshots of the parts for evidence, but I don't see a button to send pictures unless I'm being stupid. No, I don't. I don't know if you do that here. Also, mini theory. Someone probably already said this, but being around Bam so much, Rack's curse may have been lifted, which is why he can use it. Hopefully, Rack can become a character again. Now, originally, I was going to speak about the love triangles and what they sacrifice next, but I will talk about the ranker system first, then what Bam is, then what Rachel's connection, as I found an interesting connection to Icarus. Okay, we will stop at part 6 for a second. Man, Jahad was capping with that shit. The citizens love V. V was the people's champion. Eh? He was the people's champ. To me, it's really interesting when Urek knows Bam is an irregular. He told him, "Don't listen to anyone. Do your own thing." To me, those words Fanta told to Urek before they disappeared. Okay, that's fair. Interesting. Jad is actually the most rational, depending on the reason he decided to stop climbing. Yeah, we have to get these answers at some point. I hope they're satisfying because I actually had half a mind to make a video of all the like mysteries I think we should at least have the answers to. I don't know if you guys are interested in that. And when I say mysteries, I just mean some like really I mean some basic things like I believe in the story of One Piece included with this, but like we'll say the Marines and the world government. I know how the rankings are for the most part, but how do you really become a CP agent? How do I become a cabin boy and eventually become a vice admiral? Like, is there a test? Is it my accomplishments? Is it political? It's like who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Could it be a combination of different variables? I feel that way about like FUG, the Jahad Empire, and certain things. It's like, how do you become a squadron commander? Like, I want these type of answers sooner rather than later. Like, how did Caliban climb to the top for real? I don't think Urek has any real expectations of what Bam needs to be. Everything about him in relation to Bam has been about Urek wanting Bam to stay true to himself and not lose himself like the others or live for the expectation of others. Example, Fug's of influence. I agree with that. I agree with that. You're welcome, welcome, welcome. I think I put out. Did I end up posting that community post? I told YouTube I was live, but yeah. Well, welcome. We're on part 6 of this theory. I think the theory goes all. I'm gonna highlight. I think it goes all the way to down here. But yeah, we're reading a theory about why the 13 great warriors stopped climbing and why they're known as sinners from our boy Nazz Riley, fifth Zen God, Patreon. All right, the ranker system. Part two questions I was asked myself is what is the point of the ranker system? There seems to be no real incentive in my eyes to be a ranker. If you look at Mule Love, who uses company money to buy. Shout out to the go. They threw my guy a bag. To buy chicken. He's definitely not living a life of wealth and no worries. He's a ranker and yet he's basically working an everyday job. In fact, in my eyes, rankers seem like how in real world people believe Completing university will mean a life is easy, or how some may end up hating their dream job as they realize there's someone still above them. Two, why do family heads and jihad have armies? Their their only threats are FUG, a group where half the members are sleeping and the other half are incompetent, who haven't had a big event in centuries, and the small rebel tribes that trauma race forces seem to have no problem destroying. I believe the purpose of the records is to one, creating a force strong enough to defeat the threats and the sealed doors. Two, to find cultivate those strong enough to replace the 13. The whole series is about Bam gathering allies who will replace an irregular and bring balance. Aguera for the Kung family, Rak for the natives, Ewa for the Yeon. FUG's literal goal is to have a slayer for each family head. Slight pushback here, Riley. For Aguero, for Rack, and Ewa, I think that makes sense. I don't know that the people who will take out a family head are planning on replacing them or taking their families over. But for Aguero and Ewa, from a family head standpoint, that was stated. That's for sure. But we'd have to get people from other families who really want to usurp them. Like, I would throw White in there for like wanting to beat RDA Han, but I don't know that he had any intentions of running the RDA family after that more than he just wanted to beat his dad's ass after consuming an irregular soul. What do you guys think? The ranker system is basically a dick measuring contest. If we take into consideration the real world, we humans ruined the earth. To me, the same can be said with the tower. The tower was full of plants and machines. Now we are on um floor like okay like 135 150 with no machine and plants found except the recent ones, so to the tower or the initial residents they are sinners. That makes sense. The record system is not a formal system of the kingdom. It's managed by completely separate organs. Yeah, the ranking administration. The armies are also for fighting the ancients. The ancients are very powerful. That's a good point. That's a good point. Because didn't the Lopobia and Wang go hard to fight one of them? Was it Arcanak too? What Nene was it? I hope Hulk will defeat Arya and Vincent will run the family. Vincente, I could live with that, but I don't know if I care about White anymore. I might be done with him well after what happened, but we'll see what happens. Whilst rereading, I found that Wagner and Karaka share similar to Jahad's powers personalities. I thought that was pretty common knowledge from the get go, but I mean, hey yo, better late than never. Sorry, let me just re highlight this. Um, Jahad's metal tentacles are just a red version of Taraka's steel tree and armor. Of course, Jahad is way stronger. I find it interesting that Dumas has a similar power to Karaka, but they are displayed differently. Dumas is like a clay doll, whereas his Karaka's armor is like a living organism. Do we agree with that? Do you guys see a fundamental difference in how Dumas's and Karaka's armor works? So one is as he said here, Dumas is more like a clay doll, whereas this Karaka's armor is a living organism. And use the latest chapters too if you want. Like, will his arms regenerate after the poison of vanquish? I don't know if I have enough information to say either or is correct. Dumas feels more empty. Oh, I get it, because when Hajin Song split him in two, there was like no body in there. It's almost like some Alphonse shit from like Full Metal. Like it's puppeteering a body and maybe his body's elsewhere. Whereas Karaka is probably inside, but the enchanted armor. Okay, that makes sense to me. If that's what you're saying, that makes sense to me, I guess. Because I don't remember if we saw anything when he split in two. I'm gonna have to look at it again. At one point, I used to believe that Bam would build his own team using the descendants of the 10 families. I have no faith anymore of that theory because SIU's character management has gotten bad. I definitely think at some point under FUG, his banner, whatever, he'll have some type of prominent person from each family. But I feel you. I feel you. I don't think so. Jinsung said that Dumas is like Karaka. He didn't say he's different in any way. Can I ask you a question? How much do you trust? But he gave him the armor, so he know. Okay, that's fair. I guess Jinsung would probably be a reliable narrator there. Okay, fair enough. Do you feel like SIU is making family heads more focused in the story, is helping or hindering the story? Let's talk about it. I feel like it hinders it. Early TOG was never really focused on family heads. It was about those in in the family, the children, regulars, tower residents, and the influence of the family heads on the rest of the people in the tower. I feel like the story is dragging on with the family heads, and they're not as engaging as the other side of the characters we met in season two. I think your concern is totally warranted, and I totally hear you. Because we are removing focus from that, like the things and choices the family heads make and whatnot truly have an impact on like other characters and beings and stuff. So I hear you. Here's the best way I can answer this for you right now. I'm cautiously optimistic. Let's say this great match doesn't go down in a good way. It is just problems with the power scaling, the writing, the lore, the world building, and consistency. He would have had done irreparable damage to Tower of God forever. But I have one small pushback. That's if the family heads truly are the tippy top of the tower. If at some point we learn there's a step above all of them with the administrators of the 135th and 6th floor and the monsters and machines and plants or whatever behind what was locked off, I could see SAU trying to kind of knock them down a peg to show you they was kind of fronting, posturizing, but they don't even really rule this tower. So a lot of that's going to be your point of view and your own perspective. But I think he's in good territory, interesting territory, but he can't fumble. That's what I'm basically saying. It's similar to how I feel about like taking out two Yonkos in one arc. I think he fumbled in Wano, and that's done irreparable damage to the rest of the series, in my opinion. So he really has to be careful how he handles this trauma ray shit and Mustang ish. That's my best answer for you right now. I understand your concern though, truly. I get it. SU to say this, that the story of Tower God will be the story about the 10 families in Jahad. Oh, fair enough. He did focus on the family head just indirectly, so it was more implicit than explicitly. He's still building the family's all-star team low-key. Elaine and Tiara are the Lopabia, Pobadao, dishes on top of Kun and Neon and Yuriha. Our captor, daughter can join eventually. There you go. REA daughter. Yeah. I take focus on the family heads over the Haracha and Kendrick stuff. Yeah, but I really do miss like Anak and Ran and like I really want Lore, Young Sleep, Fonseca family stuff to like be important. I had very high hopes. I won't knock SIU for this. You could say this is on me, but I really feel like he's fumbled with Hatsu. With Hots was a character I'm like he's gonna be the in tower habitant who's not a part of the REA family who becomes like the best non-REA swordsman. And he's gonna be the direct descendant of the REA family without having the like the omnidirectional blade slashes, you know? Like I really wanted that for him, but SIU killed that for me during the Cat Tower, bro, with Cha Dong Hui being a mid-ass sword, in my opinion. And when he was rolling with White, I'm like, oh, here it is. White's like, why are you swinging that shit like it's a farmer's tool, or a pitchfork or something? Mad stiff and whatnot. And he's like, well, I'm not just a lunatic like you. And he's like, brother, a sword is a item used to kill, slash, stab, and dissect your opponent. If you're already thinking like that, you've already lost. This is a murderer's weapon. And I'm like, he gonna learn? He gonna learn something? And then that fell apart, so I feel it. Well, no, I will upload this on the main channel, This would be on the main channel tomorrow. Had to ask this the typical chapter discussion reaction. But yes, I will upload this on the main channel. If not tonight, early tomorrow morning. I'll probably throw it on the archive channel like a week after. But yeah, because I'll cut out like the fluff and just keep what's important. The issue I have with family heads is that they're a large aspect of the tower they're oh my god. Take two. The issue I have with family heads is that a large aspect about the tower is that there's a huge divide between the everyday people living in their lives in a society built on suffering, conflict, and the out of touch elites. By focusing on these elites, the story is in a way becoming completely out of touch with just how shitty the tower actually is. I think that's fair. Kind of like the stories shift into like billionaires and conglomerates and companies and corporations, and we're not really showing the like, if you will, the social, not the social and economic divide. The yeah, I hear you. That makes sense to me because it's like parallels to the real world that I see. Actually, if you think about it, we need more info on the family heads. Heck, we haven't seen the two Peri family yet, and that's my take. I think that's fair. Bro, I had high hopes for my guy in a sleeping bag. Yo, you guys don't understand how Lore changed my life. Cause I'm like, this guy is not him. And he stood up, blasted some Shinsu with a knack in the crown game. I was like, I like this guy. Wait. I would say that once their families get focused, they will until Elaine becomes non-existent due to low PR. Believe in Elaine. I'm convinced that regulars other than Bam, McGuire, and Rack aren't going to live anymore. Even in Dorsey. And Dorsey, I can see being the like regular princess that rocks with Bam and betrays the Jahad Empire, her family, by siding with Bam. I think Nye will celebrate that when that bum ass sword gets broken secretly. We need a vid, the curious case of Take. You know what? Just for you, let me screenshot this and think about it. So that's a that shit. I'm so mad. I said I waited so long to see you. This is what it does. And if some Nimbus cloud, pure of heart bullshit. I don't need that in my life. I need you to start cutting niggas, bro. I agree with the family heads are not just that fun to learn about. Characters like White had a cool personality and tragic story, which made the story great to read. For me, the only family head like White is Gus, but even he's starting to lose me. Trauma is hard to read as he don't really know much about his motive, backstory, and the things that make him tick. All right. Sorry, Nas. We derailed for a little bit. So you said, did I read all this? I didn't read all this. So while I was reading Karaka, similarities to powers, personalities, mental tentacle, blah, 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 living organism. Wag, on the other hand, has a weird, damn near immortal power, which almost like what many MCs have in shonen shows. My interpretation of Data Kun's description of a young jihad of an MC, I mentioned similar to Sinbad from Maggie. I feel like though Wagner is similar to Jihad in personality without the confidence because he lacks Jihad strength. This would mirror V and Jihad. In life, I believe there are two main types of leaders and kings. There's a type who will lead their troops into battle, the best fighter, captain of the team, the largest and most commanding voice, but there is also the leader who looks after their people and wants to protect, and that is literally how Data Kuna Dewan describes the two. Interesting. Let me add something in there. Just for fun. While they were at war and while they were climbing, do you guys think V was stronger than Jihad or was Jihad stronger than V? I'm gonna throw that in there. Just I might be cooking up something for y'all. Blah blah blah. Staying on the hidden floor talk, but back to Wagner. This is a separate theory that links. I believe the sword thing he picked up at the end is maybe Jihad's sworn enemy. Wagner says a talking sword. It's like Excalibur being the sword that chooses wielder and the next king. Now imagine the main character Jihad, who is able to get whatever he wants, beats whoever he wants, overcome any challenge. Couldn't use this sword, finding out he isn't worthy. Similarly, maybe that sword is a present day sword that Jihad left there when he traveled to the hidden floor, as he wasn't worthy anymore. Wagner, being a sort of clone, was able to wield it as he is pretty much Jihad. Okay, interesting. I have no theories onto thing. Simi calls it Soul Edge from Soul Calibur. I have no theories on who Wagner would need to kill, but I believe this would lead to Bam and Wagner instead of fighting. Joining forces instead of like their fathers and fighting. I like that. I think Jihad was stronger. If I had to bet Jihad, I think Jihad was stronger, but for a little. Speaking of which, why was Jihad the leader to begin with? I don't know. Is there a name syndrome for what the author creates too many characters that they can't handle? I believe SIU suffers from this. You know what? You saying you forgot what Hot's weapon does? I kind of feel that because I forgot too, but I know I didn't like it. I'll have to read it again. I'll read it after. But I don't know if there's a term for that. I'll see. I don't know if there's a term for that. We could come up with our own, but like, I have an analogy or like a picture that I paint where I say like each character, like you're like a person, like what do you call a sleigh person? A toboggan master? Like I'm Santa Claus, every character is a reindeer, if you will. A good author and good like creative team, they control the direction. Rudolph, you go up. Dancer, you go left. Oh, bring you back in. You're on reserve for now. We're gonna focus on him. Like they have full control of the reins of each reindeer and whatnot. And when you don't, they're pulling you, going wherever they want, and you're dragging your face in the snow, or you're cold and shit. You sneezing, you can't even control the sleigh. But I don't know if there's a specific term for that, but I'll look into that for you. Because Oda has this problem too. But yeah, I forgot what it does secretly too. I don't remember what it does. I think Jahad both. Wait, where was I? I wait. Dang, what if V was stronger but he couldn't lead because he was an Astro like Gustang said? There was comments about Lee probably being the one who was better suited to lead or whatnot, but V could have not had a great personality. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. Because I kind of think, for some reason, I think V was stronger. I think Jahad ended up being stronger in the end. And obviously, if V is dead or whatever, Jahad got even stronger. But I don't know. My hottest take is V and Jahad were always comparable, but I think V had the upper edge in some way, shape, or form. Maybe it was. Have you? Let me ask you guys this. That was supposed to be part 7, the princes. I forgot to add that. I think there's like 3 more princes. I forgot to mention each of Power Bahad. So the captain, the boss, the same person. Beauty spot. Pointed for the next point. So Rachel and Icarus is part 8. So we're on part 8, or and this is part 9. Okay, let me ask you guys this: have you ever been in the? It's kind of funny because I hear these conversations on some of those like dating, talking, like whatever fucking podcasts where they're like, "Oh, my man gotta be the leader. If he ain't the leader, I don't like him. He mid. He trash." But I'm like, have you ever seen a group of like people or men or a team? There's a vocal leader, but like deep down, you know who the real leader is, even if everyone knows like that's the captain. But this is really the person they rally behind or really believe in. Like, if you were on Shaq and the Lakers, Shaq and Kobe, like Shaq is the man, but secretly everyone is following like Phil or Kobe. Like they're the ones who really have the trust. I see V and Jahad in that same like similar vein. Like Jahad was the outspoken, we put the team on my back, blah blah blah. But like if you look at the footage, anytime you really needed the bucket, it's V who hit that shot. And maybe he's not talking as much, but you know how Stephen A says he galvanizes the troops just by his actions. I feel like V and Jahad were similar in that sense. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but yeah. Rogue Rudolph syndrome. I should have added Chopper in there. Blue nose reindeer. Shot the Chopper. That's kind of funny. So yeah. The sword only obeying you if you're weak was just that's what it was. It was like if you're weak or like pure of heart and you understand your own weakness. Let me just pull it up real quick. I'm going into the void. Bear with me for a sec. Ah, Dong Hey, Tower of God. I don't remember what this shit does. I'm gonna pull it back up. It might be zoomed in though, but okay. If someone tries to use this sword with even the slightest bad intentions, it can kill even them. The sword has a mind of its own, so it's dangerous. I'm giving you this sword because I think you have a purer power than anyone else I know, Lororo Tahatsu. Like what? Like this shit is so mid. It was first shown at the Name Hunt Station when Hatsu and ship, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. If y'all, what chapter did he use it? I have to find the chapter. That's what I really got to do. So they might explain it there. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna circle back to that. Don't let me forget about Don Hui. Let me circle back to that. Well, hopefully I don't forget. Okay. The sword of the Bengals equal blah blah blah. To me, they were on par for some time. Ed did want to confirm that they used to fight often. Now Jihad stronger. Naya, okay, that's fair. Naya, do you think the regulars really matter? Let's say a family head dies. Do you think the story can really last much longer? Or do you think we'll go back to climbing the tower after Traum or Gus dies, if they die? I want them to matter. but I feel like there has been a paradigm shift in focus in what truly is essential to SIU moving forward. And I think the a casualty is going to be a lot of the regulars, the games, and climbing. So we can focus on I want to add some real life aspect and component to this. I think he might have overestimated how easy it is maybe to create a story, and I think it took a lot out of him because remember he wanted to create a Tales user story universe with Tower of God as the first completed narrative. I don't think that's possible as currently as things are going with his health and whatnot. So he may have thought it was easier than it is. Because trust me, writing's not easy, bro. I'll agree with old man McGucket wannabes. You were right on the money with the Nimbus Cloud analogy for Donhui. Yeah, that's him. Miss me with that, man. I don't trust what the families say about V. They all got self-inflicted dementia. You got the face, then the in-game leader. Yeah, yeah. Between Jahad and JJK, a strange trend recently. Okay. Makes sense from a sports perspective. Pre-ignition Donghui, yep. Donghui is that kid who looked like a prodigy in primary school, then fell completely flat. Dongay. The whole killing the user bit was so necessary. Just let it be like Nimbus. Evil can't wield it or ignite it. You said that already? Never mind then. I did. Don't worry about it. The good thing now is that he got 5 assistants before he did all by himself. He does have more help now. That is true. Okay. Actually, no, let me just finish this off now. Was already so well like sung Urak Mazino, Pearson Design, Red Colored Hill, Hatsu. So Nihon Station, he didn't ignite it, but he swung it. The sword had been amount of flames. Donghae is an ancient weapon. That's why it has a soul. The soul is very proud and does not listen to strong people. Donghae's strength and abilities also changes depending on the situation and his mood. It says many records have died when they tried to ignite Donghae. They just pass out and never wake up. Lororo warned Hatsu that Donghae is very dangerous and risky, so he told Hatsu to take it out and try to ignite it unless he absolutely has to, like in an urgent emergency situation. However, Lororo said that Donghae will more likely listen to people who are weak, but the owner must be free of greed and have a pure mind. This sword's throw this in the garbage. It's so trash. It's so trash, bro. Throw that shit in the fucking garbage. That is not a good blade, bro. That is not a good blade. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like it, bro. I just don't like it. Oh, this is like name hunt station. Oh my god, JVG versus Kaiser? You guys stupid? Are you dumb? Yo, where's the scene where he does that shit? Yeah, boy, and fucking Lororo on his back. I'm originally from blah blah blah, Kendrick DL, whoop de whoop, blah blah blah. He said, she said. Oh my god, where is the part with Wait a minute, I don't see Hatsu in this chapter. Oh, there it is, right there. This is the last time we seen it. Oh yeah, and he swung it like once and like had like a fever, like almost died. Nah, this sword sucks. All right, no, it needs a video. I need to cook this blade. This blade is getting cooked. This is not Tetsaiga. Fuck this sword. I would throw this sword. I would sell it. I would sell it actually. I'd sell it. Make some bread off of it. That sword stinks. That sword stinks, bro. Am I a Kendrick fan? Kendrick Dial or Kendrick Lamar? Kendrick Dial was interesting. If you mean Kendrick Lamar, the rapper, I'm a J. Cole guy. If that helps you. I'm a Jermaine Cole man. I've been here since the come up. Since the come up. Out of Yas Ratcha's people, I liked probably who did I like the most from his little crew? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. You said I fuck with it? Yeah. You know, I'm a Cole man still, I won't lie to you. I grew up a whole fan. Like my brothers and stuff he was a Jay-Z fan. So like but like I actually told this story kind of yesterday, right? So like sometimes when you grow up with like older siblings and whatnot, you kind of get into what they get into. But at some point on your own, you kind of branch off and you kind of like what you like naturally. Like I kind of felt like I was a little bit groomed to like Jay Z as a rapper. I generally do. My favorite song from him is "Meet the Parents." That song blew my mind the first time I heard it. "Meet the Parents" is ill. Shout out to the Blueprint and all them tracks. Um, but Cole was the first like art rapper that I liked on my own. Like nobody really showed me Cole. Was like blah blah blah. I was like, I like this guy. He got something here. Like Young Simba, little ghetto nigga. That song moved me. Duh, nah, 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 nah. So I made the same thing with Kobe. The Kobe, I kind of like grew into the Kobe. My brother was in the Kobe. My cousins were in the Kobe, so I became a Kobe guy. But Derrick Rose was the first basketball player I kind of liked on my own, and I saw him from Memphis. So yeah. Get this guy hats of four. He needs a Tet Saiga. Give him Tet Saiga, bro. That's what he really needs. Dong Hui, Cutlery. The Cutlery might go. Okay, Lamar. Okay, yeah. But yeah, but I like Kendrick though. I like Kendrick. I just can't say like I'm a super stan. Like Kendrick is not like Kendrick's song comes to me, drops an album, I'll listen to it. But like Kendrick could be in a feature of a song I wouldn't know unless you told me. Like Cole, Lil Yachty, I know that the day it drops, kind of thing. Kel Hellam, Bo Better, yeah, mouse looking dude with decent backstory. Oh, him, Haracha. Hasacha, you like Hasacha? I think Hasacha was alright. He was alright. I thought it was too long of a backstory. That's all it was, but it was cool. The girl who fought Chion He. Oh, Sriracha. You see, I liked her, but I really like the theming of that. It's kind of like natural talent and like genius, but like in like the in tower habitant sense versus the hard worker, like blue collar hard worker trying to go up. And I sided with Chion Hee Ha on that. So, but I feel it. Shout out to her though. She looked good. Bruh, Def, my older came back from college playing Kendrick and I branched off from that. I feel it. By the way, Naya, after this, you're gonna read yes, I'll read it. I tweeted that. If you guys wanted me to read One Piece after the theory, just say you want me to. Because I'm actually behind the chapter. No, never mind. You like to fight with Sean Hia. Yeah. I was like Cole too. M on his head. M on his head. He Luigi brother now. D Rose from Memphis to go. It's a parade in my city. Wait. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. I gotta play this. Jaw's back. Jaw's back. Where's the shit I posted in our group chat? Cause I was watching Gil's Arena, like I basically not paying attention to work. It's a parade in my city, yeah.
Yeah! There was a parade inside Bay City, yeah! Yeah! Crawford! I'm back, baby! Yeah!
I'm gonna get so much mileage out of that. Okay, my fault, but yeah. Lopa Bia Ha Sacha Na Sriracha. My bad, yeah, my fault. I probably said it wrong too. If you use it for evil, you die. But isn't killing evil? This sword's stupid, man. This sword don't make no damn sense. Not gonna lie, I don't really know about singers or rappers. Same with celebrities in general. I grew up just vibing, playing Minecraft with no pop culture knowledge. I'm very bad with famous people and celebrities. That's never been a thing for me, especially like actors. But I had like my lanes. Like I know like my football players, by which I mean soccer. I know my basketball history. I know like hip hop to a certain degree. But I wouldn't call myself a musical person like that. Like I like what I like, I'll listen to what I listen to, but I wouldn't call myself knowledgeable. Like you could name anyone out today and I probably don't know who they are like that. Nor do I listen. I haven't really bumped anything since like No Name dropped her album. Like I just been listening to what the fuck is that shit called? Sundown? Sundial. I've been listening to Sundial for like months. Like I'm not really a music head to that degree. All right, let's get. Hold on. How long is this? Let's just get through his theory so we can just focus on what we want to do about. Okay, so we're getting towards it. All right, so we have 2 more parts left. So Rachel and Icarus. I mentioned the first time. I mentioned the major outlier in the story in the series. It's Rachel, but I believe I have cracked some of the code. First, let's look at the books about Icarus. After going in the books, I've that contain Icarus information. I realized something. What if they are reading a diary or a journal? A journal narrating their travels and the life of Icarus. Rachel has always been connected to books. Her dream is something pulled directly from a storybook. Imagine these chapters or diary entries have been split and like an adventure story, they have to gather the pieces together. Interestingly, Rachel's dream of reaching the top of the tower and getting to see the stars, and real world Icarus' dream of flying to the sun being a star. Now, oh, the star, the sun are now intrinsically linked. I kind of like that. Building from the journal, we know adventure groups and pirate crews would always have someone recording their travels. Like some of the language Icarus monologue, chapter 589, speaks to me like a teenage white girl's daily diary in any 2000s movie. Yeah, that was the thing. In the monologue of 589, after reading Trom asks Octopus to find out what it is, he's talking about Icarus. I wish to be next to him as we gave into it, shining ever so brightly as I die. We find out in 595 that it refers to a star. So Icarus could have wanted to see the stars. Not sure if it's as I die part, but it could refer to the world Icarus dying when they got too close to the sun from other reason. Now I mentioned it previously, but I believe there there are more princes than the ones we know of. In the first chapter, back from hiatus, Aguero reads through the book, and two things he brings up is Icarus and the Jahad's prince. As Rachel knows of Arlene and Bam's origins pre-entering the tower, it would be safe to say she knew of Icarus. How would stories of Icarus get outside the tower? I think someone who was able to leave the tower brought stories of Icarus with them. Either the Jahad Prince in my book, Aguero was going to read, or Arlene herself. This is a loose theory, but I find it interesting. Of course, I don't have enough info. Rachel wants to be like Icarus. Part 9 is Bam. Okay. Let's see. I can't wait to get more into football, but I broke my university lifestyle. I can't afford any of the needed subscriptions. Damn, I feel it. But yeah, no clue about famous people that should be existing. No, I'm bad. Cause what's the guy who plays Kang the Conqueror? And he was in Creed 3. Jonathan Major. So like something happened with him, and it was like everyone at work was talking about it. Like, what do you think? I'm like, bro, I don't fucking know. I don't watch that shit. I don't know. I've seen Creed 3. I've seen Ant-Man, but like I got no opinions. I didn't follow that. The only celebrity case I followed was Colorado in 2003, like that, because Bean was my guy, and I didn't believe he did it. I was disappointed that he cheated, but other than that, I didn't believe he did anything wrong. So R. Kelly was culturally big, but like I don't pay it. Like I'm not a gossip tea merchant. Like, oh my god, what did Glorilla say to Ice Spice? I don't fucking care. Has nothing to do with me, and does not make my life any more interesting. They don't pay me. I don't give a damn. That's just me though. My brother used to always say, Derrick Rose cheated on the SAT. He's stupid as hell. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what Derrick Rose does in his free time. I only care when he's hooping. It's not to say like, yo, have a good life, like be good. I hope you're like happy, mentally well and shit. But it's like, I'm not like, oh my god, what is my favorite athlete doing? Is he home? Who cares? I grew up on cartoons, CN, Disney, Nickelodeon. I feel it. I take football over eating ice soup every day. No football. I feel it. Wow, you didn't care about the Pink Panthers discussing Cardi B? I don't even know what the Pink Panthers are. Pink Panthers? You mean Pink Pantress? Isn't there a girl or a rapper with that name or something? Like I don't know these people. I have to figure out. I figured out I love the Coil Ray song on accident from the Spider Verse soundtrack. Pink Panther in the cartoon. Like him. I didn't watch that though. I know the Pink Panther is, but I never watched it. That's a cartoon. I agree. Live your own life instead of through a bunch of millionaires who don't know you exist. Yeah, I feel it. All right. Part 8 is Bam. If Rachel is the outlier and unpredictable variable, Bam is the key. Oh, he knows the key, bro. He knows the key. I wasn't going to have this section. Initially, I was in the Rachel section, but after the Hidden Floor reread, I found some stuff that should be smaller than the others. To put it easily, I believe Bam's whole character is best summed up by duality and picking up your destiny. If you look at how Bam is prophesied, they make it out to seem like he is Bam, La Jesus, La Bam James. La Bam Jordan? Nah, it doesn't work. Not La Bam. Bam Jordan? Michael Bam? Nah, it don't work. Whoever, straight Lionel Bam? Sorry. Straight after, they allude to him having dark parts or something being with them. Even his powers and moves, his horns clashing colors of blue and red. He has demon horns and angel wings. I could go on for days if you want me, but you should get the gist. Even his name 25th Bam, the holy day that Jesus was born in Christianity, counted by the night and see this darkness. I believe the baby was killed by Zahard and possessed by a demon or some sort of darkness. Bam, like many other protagonists, especially Eastern stories, have a demon inside of them or a demonic side. It's true. Naruto, Goku. Goku doesn't have an evil side to him. I wouldn't throw Goku in there. I get why you probably said this, Nazz Riley, because of the anger being the reason why you can go Super Saiyan. Like, it's rage that triggers a Super Saiyan transformation. But I wouldn't throw Goku in that category. But Naruto, Yuji, Yusuke, Ichigo, they all fit. You could throw in like your Inuyasha's half demon, the appetite demon maybe in Toriko to some degree. Like it's a thing, but Goku I don't think is a part of that. Do you guys think Goku's a part of that? They are all seen as a beacon of hope and yet have a demonic side to them. We have seen Bam's demon, unless I'm tripping, as never been explained. We've seen two or one. No, the blue demon, blue demon. The one thing that always confused me is why Bam is alone in the cave beneath the ground, but I can sum it up as this reasoning. Jesus was put to rest inside a cave and resurrected there, holiness. Was he in a cave? I don't know if he was in a cave for Jesus. I don't remember that though. I'm not religious. I'm sorry, Christians and Catholics. I don't know. I'm a heathen. Listen, I believe in God or something. I don't know, but I'm not religious. Demons and monsters in many stories are shown to be sealed inside the caves or underground. In fact, you have the underground hell in many religious mythologies and stories. I may be tripping, but I remember Bam touching the whole Rachel climbs to visit him, and there an invisible barrier. It may have been the anime or I could be making this up, but it would make sense. Bam was alone as a maddened Arlene would reject a demon as her son, even if he was the chosen one. Bam being some sort of holy figure will line up perfectly. Icarus used in real life to represent the devil and the holy figure. This means we have our Jahad and Wagner, our V and Bam, our Icarus and Rachel. We just need Arlene. Okay, I see what she's cooking up here. As you like to bring up, SU hasn't introduced Bam's love interest. That could be Arlene. Although I'm an Endorsey enjoyer, I doubt it would be here. I think it's N or something. And this is the last part. Oh my god, he went crazy in the last part. Let me just scroll up a bit. See what you guys are saying. Then we're going to the final part. He said, "No man, some rap chick. I don't even know her name for real." Oh, there you go. People think Rachel is Icarus, but I don't hold stock in that. I think Icarus is either Arlene or someone else. Do you think Garam knows Arlene and knows her real name because she had her pocket, or do you think the reason Dal Jihad did not know Arlene is because that was not the real name? So you think Arlene's real name could be Icarus, Infinite? But what if the Data Jihad has memory loss the same way Jihad could if he's a part of the Traumare, Gustang whole memory thing? So as a result, the data version maybe has a hard time remembering. But then again, Jihad recognized Bam from his eyes or his power in chapter 305, I believe, of the third season, or was it in general? But anyways, in the hidden floor. I guess this is one of those other ones where like I hate using this cop out answer a lot. But I think that's one of those ones where depending on where you see the story going and your perspective, that's gonna kind of paint how you see it. Goku and evil, he just makes dumb decisions and is a fight junkie. Yeah, you a fight merchant for real. It's all fun and games until Goku goes Kakarot mode. Kakaroto. It was cave. What? Am I am I don't get what do you mean by that? The dub does give some misconceptions that Goku is more righteous about protecting others than he really is, but the absolute worst, he's indifferent to the consequences of his actions and endangering others. Oh, I wasn't talking about his personality. I meant having like a dark evil power. Yeah, Goku's kind of he's an idiot and a fight merchant. All you want to do is I'm so excited, I want to fight, but like I don't think he's a bad dude, but because he's the way he is, it causes a lot of Oh, he wasn't in the cave. It was a cave. Oh, okay, thank you. But he's not a bad dude. It just he's a bad friend and a bad father though. Just like Bam, bad friend. So okay, okay. See, I didn't know he was in the cave. I didn't know that. Wasn't he on the cross? Yo, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't. I'm showing my lack of knowledge here. Jesus died and then was in the cave before resurrection. I thought he was. I don't think he was buried. There you go. He was in the cave though. My fault. I didn't know that. I did not know that. I've only read the book of Bible stories, bro. He died on the cross and was put in a cave. Why? Why? Oh, I guess the cave was to resurrect him the whole time, or maybe he meant Kid Goku turning into an ape and rampaging. He did kill his grandfather, but like I said, Goku indirectly caused a lot of bad things to happen, and I think he's a bad father. He's an absentee father, a bad friend, a bad husband, of all that kind of stuff. But I don't think he's malicious in his intent. He's just a result of how he is. I don't forgive him for that, but I don't think he's a bad dude. Jesus hasn't been added to the Fate series yet. I need the Nasu, Tight Moon, Jesus, and then I'll understand. All right, let's get to the last part of this theory. Let's see what we're doing here. Oh man, this is good. I actually am enjoying this. This is easily my favorite Tower of God theory that I've ever gone through. I think there was one that was pretty decent from Reddit one time. One was like Traveler as Enryu. I don't even remember if it was good or not. The Romans just put him in a cave as a place to put his body. Oh, okay. A final part is love triangles and sacrifices. Where he wasn't was meant to sit what to stay until divine nepotism kicked in. I assume people were putting caves like how people were putting coffins. Oh, but to stay until okay, I got you. The divine nepotism is hilarious. I forgot to add this to the rankers percentage section, but it's interesting that Jahad spread out the rings at 13 months. With the 13 months, that makes sense. I also like the idea that Jahad planned to give one to each irregular he climbed with. However, I think the months being separated out and the princesses being made to battle in order to collect them brings more credence to what I said about the rankers are basically being trained to form one big army against whatever is past the 134th fifth floor. Um Likewise, the rings being given to essentially Jahad clones, with now Wagner being seen by the sword, the chosen one, and then he could then collect the rings of his siblings to open it. Jahad and the heads are waiting for successors, willing or unwillingly. To keep it short and sweet, like we discussed, I think there is a whole load of love triangles in season 13, 14 of taking out the ones we don't know enough about, taking out those who don't know had feelings for someone, which actually worked in my favor. For example, although we haven't seen Young Tron, we kind of did, but we haven't really though. I couldn't find any evidence pointing to him having feelings for anyone. I think the two pairs of Eurasia and Gustang plus Han Ari can be left alone as there isn't enough evidence. Now we have six figures who all have regular counterparts except one. Obviously, V plus Arlene is a canon relationship, and Jahad had a crush on Arlene, and Yeon had a crush on Jahad. You know? Did she? I don't know if I knew that, if I remembered that. Like I said, I don't think there's someone to represent Arlene yet. However, Ewa, Wagner, and Bam. Although Ewa likes Bam, there is still time for the series for things to be shaken up. Works out perfectly that they were probably the most important figures of Team Sweet and Sour and have sort of a parental connection. I still don't think it's going to be her, but I feel it. Now, this other love triangle is the one I find the most interesting out of all the main cast of regulars who hate each other the most, Aguero and Rachel. We know that Rachel wants to be Icarus and Aguero wants a Dewan's position. Aguero was the first watching over, then chasing after Rachel, and they even have some more of a rivalry as Bam and Rachel, as they never really went head to head. It's more of a Rachel and Aguero who was smart too. Agreed. Therefore, Rachel, who chases Bam's role in the story, how Hadon and Huaryun talk about her being the main character, mirrors Icarus, who want to be like and stand equally at V. Then Adwan, who loves Icarus, does he love Icarus? Has a hole in his heart, which is why he can't fill. Not only because Icarus is sealed, because she's gone from his memory, and that's why he's claps cheek because he's sad. I definitely think he's sad, but the girl he wants, he doesn't have. That's just a common male thing to do. You can't. The one girl you like, you can't have, so you act a fool with all these girls, and you just become emptier and emptier. I don't recommend it. I don't suggest it. I need to stop. Oh, where was I? Oh my god, I lost where I was at. Something I forgot to add earlier was there was five irregulars present in the hidden floor taken out by Iraq who has no connection. One of them was seen by two others. Icarus has not been seen by Dwan and Jahad. I'm going to say that it's foreshadowing, but maybe a coincidence that SC realized and utilized. On to the memories. First of all, as I mentioned, a contract of immortality is essentially a deal with the devil, and therefore the price of bigger or better sacrifices needed, that's where Hendo comes in. As a defender of the group, he takes the hit. Now, this is very tropey, but a common feature is the big and strong guy in media is that his appearance juxtaposes his personality, the gentle giant. He was a lovable, caring individual. Maybe it's improper immortality is a curse. Maybe he wanted a big family, and the curse is that he gets a big family, but he has to eat his kids to gain immortality, sacrificing his dream for the others, but in a twisted way, still having his dream. That's fucked up. Not to speed through and link some of my previous points, look at the Great Warriors. Firstly, Dada Dewan says the only person he went all with Han Sung's story is because Dada Jahad had changed, stating that he knows he was an adventurer and not someone who wants to rule. I believe after seeing the monstrosity beyond the 135th, he decided to be a king and make the contract for the betterment of the people in the floors below. However, in making this contract, he didn't know what it would entail. He learned he had to give up something he treasured a lot, even the most. After Arlene chose V, he had no need for the unrequited love and gave it up, in my opinion. Immortality is way worse than how people make it out to be. The key quality that makes us human is that we only have a finite amount of time. Relating this back to TOD, not only would the great warriors lose their sense of being after millions of years, thousands of years, but also without key memories and parts of history. So sealing away the memories in their most prized possession, adding on that they lived tens of thousands of years would leave emotionlessness. List of what I think. Oh my God. All right, hold on. Bear with me, guys. We're almost done. List of what I think some may have given up and or where the memories are. Traumaray, not sure what he gave up, but his memories are in Leviathan and the Dragons. Hendo gave up kids, not sure where memories are, but he connected to Hansung Yu. Ari, urge to sword fight. The giant sword in the sky, is her home base. More swordsmen, media want to challenge everyone in each. And that's it. Sorry it's so long. Blah, blah, blah. These things. Head of YouTube and say this anytime a theory from my mind when I like it when I'm right, but I like it even when I'm wrong. This is because I'll be happy if I got it right. So okay. Final, I guess finals of Urek and Bam are completely different from others broadly. Urek and Bam show companionship and respect for other towers inhabitants. Urek making Bam the leader, Bayak the leader, even though Urek is stronger. Probably he's stronger. This could just be because warriors climb together, whereas Urek climbed by himself and Bam was surrounded by regulars, and the fundamental difference. I just found it interesting. Looks like is made of more of a follow disciple than a friend or companion. And after this theory, Arlene is the character I want to learn the most about. She was the outlier for me, hardest character to fit in, more so than Icarus and Rachel. Like his actions contradict in a good way and amaze me almost. She made the contract. What reason? But why? Only person to make it out the tower. Where was she whilst Bam was in the cave? Her connection to Rachel generally have so many questions. Boom. There we go. What do you guys think of that? I have to go through the bit. There's a lot there, but what do you guys think of that? Where was I? I think Icarus being Arlene makes sense. It adds to the theme of fake history. I think the only ones who knows Arlene's real name are the elders and Loose Leg. A lot of this feels like a reach. I feel it. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in here that are interesting. Yeah, the Icarus thing I'm not feeling. We know way too little to make leaps like that. Say, LOL, what? We are missing so much info. And the stupid part is that Bam has Gus's memories, but I don't know why he decides not to look at the memories. Same problem with Leviathan and Tron memories. It's getting ridiculous to have info and not look at it. Yeah. I don't know about these Kunna Dewan plus Icarus plus Kun plus Rachel. Rachel being Icarus, I could see. Forget OP, I need you to react to this MHA chapter. I'm not even caught up. Even though I'd be fake reading. But just to like kind of conclude this theory part, I think you had a lot of good stuff in here. Obviously, a lot of this is you're theorizing, you're using some headcanon, you're filling in the space with some of your own thoughts and opinions. So I can't always really comment on those, but I think you cooked up some good stuff in here with some, I guess, having a representation in a real world sense for like your V, your Arlene, your Jahad. I really like the fisherman seed, divine seed creature stuff and positions connections that you made. Um talking about everyone having different standards, cultures, and traditions, all that stuff. But I don't. I think it's solid what it is here. But unfortunately, we just don't have enough information, and I'm one of those people. If I don't have information, I kind of just keep my mouth shut and wait till I have more. So that is what it is. But I like this theory though. I like what you cooked up here. You really thought long and hard about it. You kept adding to it. You connected a lot of things here, and I think you did something good. So good job, man. Good job. Am I reading any new webtoons? New? No. The newest thing that I picked up was Ordeal, and I still haven't really read past like chapter like 20 something in season 2. But on my break, I'll have a chance to finally just read and react to some stuff. I lied about reacting. I meant read. Just read. I do want to reread Kubera, but I don't know if I want to reread that during my break. I might do it when she's on her hiatus. So it might be that. Bonjour and merci, Patreon. Thank you guys for your continued support. Shout out to the certified BAM lover, CBL Nation, Love Bam, James. That's the guy. That's the real Slayer. Then we got the Priest of Fire. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you for your continued support. But they might be the real CBL certified brothers, lovers. And a huge, huge shout out to the tier 3s, the 5th Zen Gods. A huge thanks to Big Abdel, Andrew, Childish New Jabez, Fairs, Huey, Johnny Rogers, Lazy Dragon, Lucky Roo, Nazz Riley, Revenant, Scobe, Simi, Ticos, Tino Brown, Urek Mazzino, Zachary Cooper, Zodiac Namiko, and Zyler Scotty. Your support is greatly appreciated. I had some clean, sugary mud the other day. We moving on up. Thank you for helping me eat and pay my bills. Y'all be safe.